used a lot also in Ayurveda as a carrier. And so what that means is that it's used to sort of deliver or be the medium for taking your medicine because of those cooling anti-inflammatory properties that we talked about. It's very good for symptoms of heat, but it's also very good when the general purpose is to nourish someone. So if someone is needing nourishment, whether that's energy or fuel, but maybe even just someone who's stressed out or has adrenal fatigue or low energy and needs that fat to keep them going and help nourish the system, using herbs combined with ghee provides both the healing medicine of the herbs with the good nutritive properties of the ghee. So that makes it a very powerful combination, which is really helpful and wonderful. So at the end of this, we will talk about how to put herbs in the ghee. So we'll teach you how to make the ghee, and then we'll also talk about how to combine herbs in there and make it extra nutritive. So the other thing that I want to mention is that there's a lot of talk now about the way that we absorb different vitamins and minerals. And one thing that we're learning as people do more and more research is that it's actually very important to have fat with the nutrients that you get from vegetables, because the fat actually helps you to better absorb the vitamins and minerals that are in the vegetables. And this is in alignment with what Ayurveda says. They call ghee a carrier, meaning that it takes nutrition from the food you eat and helps to deliver it to the cells. And that's sort of what the research that we're seeing is pointing to as well, is that fat, eating it with food, actually helps to absorb the nutrients in the food that you're eating better. So if you eat some kale or some broccoli and you put some ghee with it, or even maybe regular butter, that you'd absorb those nutrients that are in the vegetable better. And the case with ghee is that ghee is so easy to digest that it's even better for helping to absorb those nutrients, because the body doesn't have to work hard to break down the proteins that are in regular butter. So contrary to popular belief, fat is actually really good for you and very easy to digest. And so when we go through a preparation like this, where we actually separate out the proteins, which are the harder pieces to digest, and we're left with just the fat, we have a really nourishing, stable, and very delicious, I think, medicinal preparation. So let's get our things together and get ready to make some ghee. So to start with, we are going to take a medium-sized heavy bottom saucepan and a pound of unsalted organic butter. And the better the quality of butter that you start with, the higher nutritional content your ghee will have. And really good quality butter usually has a little bit of a yellowish tint to it, which shows that there's a lot of really good nutrients in it. Fat-soluble vitamins in particular. So I'm just going to unpack this butter into the pan here. And you can use the butter, can be cold from the refrigerator, it can be cold from the freezer, or it can be at room temperature. What we're going to be doing is melting it down, so it doesn't really matter. If you want to make less than a pound, you can, and if you want to make more than a pound, you also can. A couple of things to keep in mind are that I really think you should use at least half a pound, because otherwise it's too thin in the pan and it can burn too quickly. And the more butter that you have, the bigger sized pan you want, and the less butter, the smaller sized pan you want. That is important, because as you'll see once we start cooking it, once it gets cooking, it will kind of bubble and pop, and it might splatter around. And so if it's too thin, it'll be hard to keep the heat low enough to control it. Okay, so now the butter has melted and it's starting to do this deep sort of bubbling, popping noise. It almost sounds like your stomach when it's gargling. And so it's starting to pop and bubble, and it's starting to almost like kind of crackle a little bit. So at this point, now that the butter's melted and it's making those noises and the foam has risen to the top, I'm going to turn it way down. I'm going to turn it down as low as I can. And hopefully, for those of you with electric stoves, the lowest setting will be low enough. Otherwise, if it's not, you might have to sort of take it off the heat for a minute and put it back on. And at this point, what we want is to cook it on low enough heat so that it can have the time for the water to evaporate and the milk solids to clump together without it burning. Now, I mentioned before